Joining me now from Beijing is Qinduo Xu. He's a senior fellow at the Pangoal Institution and host of CGTN's Dialogue Weekend. First of all, Happy New Year to you. Let's talk a little bit about Xi Jinping's speech. He said it was an extraordinary year, and it certainly was. Taking time, of course, to talk about the people who played a role in fighting the virus. Obviously, the coronavirus, the defining story of the year, but when you look at the bookends, that's the beginning of the year, but we just had a story on the other day about factories in China having trouble finding employees. They are on fire. So it's this mixed story of dealing with a virus coupled with economic resilience. Talk to us about 2020.
Well, I think, of course, basically there are two models of responding to the crisis, the pandemic. One model is, let's say, you put the people's lives first in the center, and you focus on saving people's lives. Like what China has done, basically free treatment of anyone with symptoms, free testing, and of course, robust tracing and isolation measures, and of course with the cooperation of the population. So China, in general, pretty quickly controlled the situation in the nation, and then with the economy stopped for a while. And they started to recover. Now, basically, almost a full recovery of the Chinese economy. So you basically achieved two targets. On one hand, you prevent and control the virus. On the other hand, you recover the economy. The other model is more like, put the economy first. Somehow you focus on the economic recovery, and then there's a problem. That is, as long as the virus continues to spread, and then people suffered from the virus, and then there's continuous disruption of the economic recovery. So in that sense, that is an eventful year, and also with great achievement for the Chinese nation here.
Yeah, and the description you just laid out for us also made way for China to focus on other things, where many other countries are just simply focused on the virus and economy. Space exploration, also a big part of this year for China. Talk to us about that.
Yes, space exploration, three programs basically, as Xi Jinping mentioned in his speech, you have this Mars exploration. So hopefully in February, the Chinese explorer will be one of the three, actually. The other two from UAE and the one from the US. So three of landers will be landing on the Mars. And then the Chinese, moon landing, that's something on the dark side of the moon, that's unprecedented. So that is part of the long-term, stage of the program. So if you look at the Chinese implementation, step-by-step approach, it's not that fast, but long-term, you see there's a fast growth, fast development in terms of exploring the moon over there. And then there's this deep diving to the bottom of the ocean, actually the deepest part of the Earth over there. So there are some the Chinese divers has broken their own record. So that's some progress. In general, those scientific explorations, I would say, are little affected by the virus, by the pandemic. So that's, I would say, pretty impressive.
Yeah, and amazingly, rock samples returned from the moon. It's been decades since we've seen anything like that. Of course, extreme poverty eliminated. That's certainly not easy, especially in a year where the economy took such a big hit early because of the coronavirus. Talk to us about this achievement.
Yes, at the very beginning of the pandemic, many people would say probably one of the outcome would be like the goal of achieving the eradication of extreme poverty in China at the end of 2020 will be somehow postponed. But fortunately, really, there's actually a little work to be finished for 2020 because in the past years, there's substantial progress in terms of lifting the people out of the extreme poverty. So still with the economic recovery in the second quarter, third quarter, so China has basically finished the goal, achieved the goal of lifting the people, all the people out of extreme poverty. The only thing is like, we have another goal of a, moderately prosperous society. That's a little bit short of the goal. But that's all right. People would say in 2021 that for sure will be achieved. It's just a little bit delayed. But overall, the economic development, of course, is not as expected as like around 6%. But the prediction is like 2%. Comparatively speaking, I would say that's an amazing achievement given how pandemic, has damaged the rest of the world, let's say.